If you're a Leo and you've read your horoscope and thought, well, that's not really me and whatever, just stick with me because I just want to show you one real reason for that. And it's not the only reason, but I just want to say a quick disclaimer that before anything else is that your sun sign is not your whole chart. Your moon sign does shape your emotions, and your rising sign also shapes how people read you. And the second you walk into a room and you've got planets sitting in every other sign too. So two Leos can look completely different from each other. You know, one could have a Scorpio moon and the other a Libra moon. And that will really change your archetype as a Leo. But I wanted to talk about the decan systems because the sun sign itself can be broken down in 3 different parts too. So what I'm going to say is that your sun sign isn't just one flat block. Like every horoscope treats the entire month of Leo from July 23rd to August 22nd like it's one personality or one description or one weekly horoscope for all of them. But even just within the sun sign, a Leo season splits into 3 10-day chunks. And in each of those, they carry its own extra planet layered on top. So even before you get to moon signs and rising signs, 2 Leos can already be experiencing their sun sign differently depending on which 10 days they were born in. And here's what makes it genuinely interesting is that there are 2 competing ancient systems for figuring out which planet rules which chunk. So there is the Triplicity system and the Chaldean system. And they don't fully agree with each other. Sometimes they do, but it just depends on which tradition an astrologer is following when they're interpreting the chart. So you might get a slightly different read on that one layer alone. So just stick around because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what chunk of your sign you are and why that's worth knowing, even though it's just one piece of your whole chart. So let's start with the version of Leo everybody thinks they know. You know, you picture the friend who walks into a party and the whole room shifts towards them. You know, they've got that Leo magnetic energy, the loud laugh, the generous energy, the compliments. You know, they'll throw the birthday party for you that you never asked for and things like that. And that, I mean, that's the popular idea of Leo, and it's real, but it also fully applies to one of these 3 chunks. So let's start with chunk number 1. This is going to be July 23rd to August 1st. If you're born between those dates, both systems agree here that this is the most emotionally warm version of Leo, but they disagree on why. The Triplicity system says this chunk is ruled by Leo itself, double up sun. So, which is why these Leos are the textbook version, the warm, loud, generous, born to be adored picture, that friend who remembers your coffee order and also somehow ends up giving the toast at your wedding as well. Just very there, you know. The Chaldean system says something totally different as to the why. It says that the chunk is secretly ruled by Saturn, you know, the planet of discipline and restriction. Under this version, that same warm, confident Leo is actually working overtime behind the scenes. They're not just naturally glowing. They built that confidence through years of holding themselves to a very strict standard. Picture the friend who seems effortlessly successful, but you find out later they've been grinding quietly for a decade to get there. That's what Saturn represents. It's the same 10 days, just one system says that you were just born shining, and then the other one, you earned it the hard way. And that disagreement alone is going to tell you something about how differently 2 Leos in the same week can actually operate. If you're part of the second chunk, this would be born between August 2nd and August 11th. This is where both systems do agree. And that's because one of them is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is expansion and big swings, zero patience for playing small. And if chunk 1 is the Leo who lights up a room, this is the Leo who wants to own the whole building. Picture the friend who doesn't just want a nice trip. They want to move to another country on a whim and somehow make it work. Jupiter's ruled Sagittarius, so it's got that Sagittarius flair. Chunk number 3 is going to be those born in August 12th to August 22nd. And both systems actually agree here too, except one of the systems is going to be ruled by planet Mars. So we got drive, competitiveness, impatience. Picture the friend who turns a casual board game night into something people are still upset about a week later because they will not let you win. Very competitive. So anyway, why does this all matter? Well, it's because if you've ever felt like the generic Leo description didn't fit you, it's not that astrology has failed you. It's just that you are reading the wrong third of the month. A late July Leo and a mid-August Leo can look like completely different signs, even though they share a birthday month. And now you know why. Anyway, comment your birthday and I'll tell you which chunk of Leo you actually are, or if you were paying attention, you'd already know. But it kind of helps just explore a little bit more about your own personality.